Okay, guys, welcome back to another video. Yep, I'm back to do another video talking about apparently Family Guy is gonna be making a new spin-off show for Stewie, I guess. So we went from having the Cleveland show to now we're having a Stewie show. So I'm going to talk about my thoughts on that. If you guys haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. You guys can follow me on Instagram/Threads and Twitter/X. I guess technically Instagram and Threads are separate, but some people with Twitters, with Twitter, call it, Twitter or X. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna call it X so it doesn't confuse people. But even though people, including myself, kind of like it being called Twitter, but it'll just be easier that way. But yeah, you guys have to have Threads too, so you guys can, because apparently Threads is tied to Instagram. It can't have its own, app. I don't know why. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about this, because I'm actually have some things to talk about with this TV show here. So yeah, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the show or the video. Let's go ahead and check out this. And, yeah, I'm doing this on the new phone once again because I don't know where my old phone is at. I'm trying to clean up and see if I can find it. I just don't know where it's at, so, So, yeah, I didn't want to apologize for that, but I'm, losing a lot of stuff. Got a lot of stuff going on. I think I'm going to end up making a update to my channel, because I do have some things to say. I decided I think I'm just gonna redo that update with the job stuff because there's some other things I want to kind of add to this stuff too. So yep. Anywho, let's go ahead and go through this for real this time. So Stewie here. So Stewie, as you guys know, is a very popular character. Him and Brian actually both were at once upon a time. Both him and Brian were once very popular characters. In fact, there were several episodes throughout the series where they kind of paired them up together. There was even Road to episodes. Hell, almost every season, I'm not kidding, I'm saying this, almost every season had at least one, Road to episode in it. All the way until, I think 20, or not 20, what am I saying? 20, I meant to say, 2000, or not 2000, I'm thinking of the years. No, I meant to say the seasons. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking of the years. The seasons, I think it was season 13 or 14. Again, I have a lot of crap going on, so sorry about that, but season 13 or 14, that was their last, Road to episode, and after that, they still had episodes together, but, it was definitely kind of, seeming like they were kind of going away from that, and, personally, at this point in the show, Brian was a unlikable character. I see people all the time on YouTube and all that who do reactions and reviews. People talk about how much of a selfish character Brian is, and hell, they aren't wrong. They fucking ruined that character. They ruined it and all that. And in fact, I actually want to go back. I'm going to be going back in the future and reviewing the shows, but I actually want to do separate videos again talking about these characters. And with other shows, too. I just haven't got around to doing that. But that is something on my list. I want to go back and talk about, characters' downfalls or rises, because people seem to, like, other YouTubers are doing that, Ellis Mark was doing that. Um, Kitty Monk has been doing that. The Simpsons Theory Lady, she's been doing that too. I'm thinking about doing all that stuff. You could be like, well, if they already did that, well, why am I doing it? It'd be stealing, and it wouldn't be stealing because it would be my own thoughts on some of this stuff, so I would have my own thoughts. It'd be same thing like a review, except for I'd be looking at a character, not really an episode. I mean, maybe I'll throw in some episodes here and there, but I did that with Quagmire, but for the most part, I'll just try to keep, it kind of, separate there, but yeah, basically Brian has become an unlikable character, and yeah, I don't like him either. I don't like any of the characters, honestly. I mean, there's even this one reactor. I kind of lost interest in his videos. He's like an older guy. I think he's like in his 60s, maybe 50s, or I think he's in his 60s. I kind of quit watching his channel because he kind of does this, dunking on Brian thing and all that, like, and I mean, I don't know, I mean, I shouldn't care, because I don't like Brian either, but I don't know, it's like, I'm like, why do you need to put that in, like, almost every title of your videos? It kind of gets annoying. It's like this other reviewer, I think his name's Jazz Reviews or something like that, like, he needs to put the word, like, the not so terrible or terrible this or that in like every review, and I don't know, it just drives me nuts. It's kind of like a nitpick, I don't know, maybe it's like everybody has that stuff, but I don't know, it drives me nuts. Like, I'm like, we get it, like, we get it, like, Brian's a bad character, you don't need to put it in like every title card to remind us that, because then it just makes you kind of miss old Family Guy, It just kind of does. But, I mean, I don't care. I mean, people can do whatever they want, it's their videos. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. But, yeah, he kind of reacts to, like, newer Family Guy, too. And I'm like, I want to see old Family Guy. I don't want to see new. New Family Guy is not really funny. I want to see old Family Guy. But, yeah. But, anywho, where this is all going, though, is apparently, we're now getting our other character, Stewie is, like I said, he's getting his own show. Now, I thought maybe it was just fake. Like, it was fake, it was not real. Because people make fake stuff all the time. Heck, back in the day, I actually did a video on, apparently I talked about a, show about, like a spin-off show focusing on Family Guy's female characters and all that, and I think it ended up being false news, or it got scrapped, one of the two. But, I'm just saying, you can have, like, false information like that. It can happen online. You gotta be careful with that stuff. But, basically, though, the thing is, though, with this show is, I'm like, I don't really know if I really want this spinoff. I mean, there is, like, multiple reasons, The show fucking sucks now. The show is so goddamn boring. Like, it is, like, a shell of its former self. There's, like no cutaway gags. The characters all feel one-dimensional. I mean, we'll get cutaway gags here and there, but, like, not a lot, and it feels like, it just feels like it's gone on too long, And another thing is with this show is, I'm like with them trying to make a spinoff, I'm like, Stewie doesn't even, use his inventions a lot anymore. Like, they turned him into a fucking, like, just a baby character. Similar to, like, Brian. They made them, like, too realistic, That was what was so cool about old Family Guy, Yes, the characters had moments, like, that's what made Brian so famous, back in the day. He was not just the voice of reason, he struggled, he had struggles like we do, But then they kind of just turned his character inside out, ruined his character and all the others, and they took away the cool cutaway gags that were like references to pop culture and all, and kind of just focused on making just these generic cutaways of like random people from the show instead of like just pop culture from other shows. I don't really know why they did that. I don't know if it was costing too much money or what, but yeah, it's just like it's really boring now. Like it is really boring, and that's the thing too. Even Stewie, like, well, Brian, became, this freaking book failure, drug addict dog who has to make puns every few seconds. So, we have that. But then they make him like a dog. Like I said, they make him a dog too. And yeah, he acted like one in the earlier seasons sometimes too. But he felt more like a different character. Like he felt like a fictional character that we could all relate to. And that's the thing with Stewie. Stewie, like, went from, being this evil genius to like this, this character who, well, yeah, he's like a gay character and all that, and then now he's just boring now. Like they took away his like genius side. Like I think every so often they'll bring it back, but they pretty much took it away from the entire show, So that's what they did. They took it away from the entire show, and pretty much it's just random shit now, like with like the characters and all that. Just like they have these like conversations and all that. Like there's the episode that came out where Stewie and Lois finally communicate, but they kind of just like retcon all the shit that happened before, and it just spends the whole episode, just doing that. It just feels kind of stupid, It's just stuff like that, Like the show really, really has gone to hell. Like it really has, And it's like the writers didn't even watch the older seasons. They didn't even fucking watch the older seasons to see what made it so good, Now, I should probably clarify, I guess I haven't seen, like, all of the new episodes from the newer seasons, but I've seen a lot of them, and they're just boring. Like, they're just boring, maybe a little passable at times, but not, like, super interesting. Not something that makes me want to go back to, like that Christmas parody one. That was just, like, I don't know, it was alright. Again, nothing really to go back to, because again, I think what made, old Family Guy so fun was the, again, the side characters. The main characters and the side characters. They all kind of, had their own personalities, but then they kind of, just went, all separate. I mean, not separate, they all kind of just blended together after a while, so they have, like, they don't really got any personality, And that's kind of what it feels like. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's where, like, I guess maybe having this spin-off maybe come in handy, they could do that. But I'm like, if they're gonna focus on that shit with the spin-off, like, just bring back, just freaking put the shit in the actual episodes, Like, we don't need a separate spin-off, Maybe they'll find ways to, blow my mind, but honestly, I'm not really super looking forward to it. But honestly, what it sounds like, though, they're doing is, it sounds like they're going to be also putting it on Fox before they put it on Hulu and Disney Plus, which will be on, it'll be on Disney Plus because, like, Hulu's merging, which I still haven't figured out when Disney's doing that yet. They haven't really said when they're doing that yet. I'm going to guess it's probably going to merge probably in the fall or something like that. I don't know. I mean, they haven't really announced when they're going to merge it, but I think they're going to be doing it here soon. I thought about making this a separate video, but I feel like since I'm talking about Family Guy, I'll just bring it up here. I noticed Hulu and Disney Plus, they're also giving you they're actually giving you a lot of like they're actually giving you like really cheap deals on the platform. Like I saw like an ad pop up. You can get Hulu and Disney Plus for $5 for like 3 months. That's fucking cheap. But that means they're like actually giving it away. And I was gonna make a separate video on this, but I don't really have a ton to add because I think I've already talked about this before. But I don't think Disney Plus is doing that good. Like, it's not doing that good. Like, I think they're really desperate. They're trying to say that they have all these subscribers, but they're like really pushing this stuff and all that, and they're not just pushing it, but I noticed like, I mean, that's why they got Hulu too, because Hulu is very popular, you know. And I think they're trying to get people to. That's why I'm like, why do they want to like merge it together? You know, you could be like, well, they don't really need two platforms, but I'm like, again, like, why do they need to buy Hulu at all? They could have just stayed out of it, built their own platform, or they could have just built Disney Plus on Hulu because they were gonna get it anyway. You know, I don't know. They didn't need to have Disney Plus really like it was. I don't know. They should have just stayed out of it, but they didn't want to do that. They wanted to get into all that stuff, you know, because they wanted to be trying to compete with Netflix. But I definitely don't think they're doing very good. They're definitely getting, you know, they're giving out their streaming services really cheap and all that, and that's not a good thing, you know. That's actually gonna hurt them, you know, because we have to remember too, they just spent, you know, like almost 10 billion, maybe 10 billion. I don't remember how much they spent. I know it was at least 9 billion for a while, but they upped it. So it might be around 10 billion that they spent on, you know, the platform. And I mean billion by a B, not million with an M. They spent 10 billion, which is a lot of money on the platform. You know, so yeah, I don't think, you know, them doing this was a good idea. Actually, their stock is down too. Their stock is like I mean, it might be up a little bit now. I haven't checked, but last I saw, it was because it like pops. Like, I guess because I looked it up so much in the past, it pops up underneath my search bar. It says they're like at 99%. So they're like under 100, you know, stock share. So. That I mean, no wonder why Bob Iger is in a hurry to kind of get out. I mean, he was gonna retire anyway this year, but I've been hearing he's actually in a hurry. He's been trying to leave, you know, earlier, you know. So I definitely think we're gonna see a problem, and that's not good. You know, that's not good either. But I don't know. But I don't think this show is probably gonna do much good. I don't know. I mean, maybe it might be good. I don't know. I just don't really see a point of, again, having Stewie, you know, again, having, you know, his own show, you know. Cleveland, I mean, yeah, people have mixed reviews on Cleveland, the Cleveland show, but Cleveland moved somewhere else. They gave him a whole different town, whole different friends and all that, you know. So it felt like, you know, it felt different. Stewie literally lives in, you know, his parents' house. He is the baby, you know. So they kind of, you know, they kind of do all that, you know. It sounds like, though, they're going to also get him a different school to go to as well. I just don't see this show really working out very good. Like, right now, it just sounds like, why the hell couldn't they just, why couldn't they just, you know, keep them, you know, just put all this shit, you know, on the damn, you know, on the freaking damn, you know, like, Family Guy show, you know? I don't know. My guess is because maybe the writers are getting sick of writing, you know, for Family Guy. I don't know. I mean, Seth MacFarlane himself, he said in the past like in season 7, when they were doing season 7, he was kind of just like done with the show. Well, not now he's saying, he doesn't want to, get rid of it, and he, as long as people are enjoying it, he wants to keep, it going and all that, and keep working on it. But I don't know, it just doesn't. They just don't feel like, you can tell in like the voice acting and all, I don't know. A lot of them just don't seem like they really care about the show a lot anymore. Like they kind of just sound like they're just getting burned out with the show. But I mean, it's not really Seth MacFarlane's decision on whether the show, gets canceled or not. That'd actually be Disney to do that. Actually, not even Disney. I think Fox. Well, actually, Disney owns. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. So Disney changed. We all know they changed the 20th Century Fox logo to 20th Century Studios. Obviously not to, so they don't compete with the name, Fox. Well, they wanted to, so people don't get the brands mixed up, as they say it. Or, I mean, as I look at it, it's probably more so they just don't, because they don't own Fox News and all that, so they can't really, change the name there. But then you got like Fox and all that, like, it's still going on Fox, which is the channel and all that. Unless people just still prefer it to be called Fox and not FX. Kind of like, Twitter and X, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Maybe people just still call it Fox, but I don't know, what I was looking at, I don't know, it says that Disney owns the show and all that, but 20th Century, Fox Corporations owns, the TV rights to it. So it's kind of like TBS. So they own that. But then we have American Dad, too. American Dad is doing the exact same thing. It's actually, it's airing on TV before it goes to streaming. So that's really weird. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I don't know. But my point is, though, they had the opportunity to cancel the show a long time ago. They didn't. I'm surprised they didn't, because I'm just like, people don't really talk about the show a lot anymore. Now, I've seen, people do reactions to it, but I'm like, there's a difference between doing a reaction to a show, like on, clips and stuff on YouTube, than actually watching the entire show. Like, trust me, try to sit down and, watch, like Brian's a Bad Father or something. It's got really good cutaways in it. There might be some bad ones in there, I don't know. There were some pretty good ones, like the can whoop ass cutaway gag. Oh my god, that was really funny. But the episode itself was fucking abysmal to watch. But the cutaways were really, really good. But that's the thing, though. It's like, people could be watching that. People are saying it's really good, but they could be just watching clips of it. Like, you actually gotta watch the entire episodes to kind of get a better idea, But some people may like some of these episodes, but I know a good chunk of people don't, I know people are just kind of burnt out on the show, I know Ellis Mark even is. Ellis Mark is, just tired of that. I mean, to be fair, though, he, ranks, literally every episode. He actually stopped. He stopped after, season 20, because that's the season that was still releasing episodes. So, when season 20, came out, there were still episodes coming out, So, yeah, that was kind of, something, so he had to kind of stop there, but yeah, I mean, he even reviewed the first episode of the newest season, the one I talked about where Lois and Stewie, finally, interact with each other, with conversations and stuff. I mentioned that episode is, you're not really missing much on that episode. It's nothing really special. I thought about doing a review on it, but I'm like, if I'm going to be reviewing every episode of the show down the road, I'm like, why do I want to review it, I'm going to review it anyway, So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, But yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about this spinoff either. I'm not even sure what it's going to be called, but apparently, yeah, we already have 2 seasons of it, so Seth MacFarlane has been working on it for a while. I don't know, what was that one of the spinoffs? Because I thought there was like 2 spinoffs. I don't know. Maybe the other one is actually happening. I don't know. I mean, Seth MacFarlane did apparently say, or somebody was quoted that apparently it takes an entire year for them to make one episode, and I'm like, it took them an entire year to make all these episodes. I don't know. I mean, there's like 20 of them and all that. I mean, to be fair though, I guess maybe they worked all on them all in one day. I don't know. Because I mean, Disney, like I said, Disney bought out Fox, and they bought it out in like what was it, like 2019, and then season 18 didn't come out until way later. But still, I think it still didn't take them that long to make it. But they started like referencing some of that, because as soon as it came out, they started referencing it, like the jokes. I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of weird, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's entirely true or not, but I don't know. But I'm probably going to go ahead and let the video go, because I've been talking more about, the TV show itself, and not really the spinoff. But that's because I don't really have a lot to say about the spinoff. For right now, I mean, maybe I'll change my mind. I think it's pointless to have a spinoff about this, but we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll surprise me, but it won't be coming out until next year. I think I said 2 years. We're in 2026, not 2025. That's what we're in, 2026. I think that 2027 is when this show is coming out. So we'll see what happens, but I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and let the video go from here, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye bye.